Todd Chrisley was pardoned and released less than a week ago, but he just stunned with his daughter, Savannah Chrisley. The two dressed to the nines for a big event, and fans were still in awe at how great Todd looks. Keep reading for more details. Less than a week ago, Savannah Chrisley got the call from President Trump that her parents, Julie and Todd Chrisley, had been pardoned. She has worked tirelessly to make this happen, so when it did, she was over the moon. At the same time, she and her family were in utter shock. Within 24 hours, the incarcerated couple had been released. Todd did a press conference with Savannah on Friday, May 30th, and viewers were amazed at how incredible he looked. They asked what he had done, but he attributed it to working out and leftover Botox. Just days after his release, Todd and Savannah stepped out for a special Hope for Prisoners event. They were dressed to the nines and looked absolutely incredible. He donned a black and navy suit, while she was decked out in a black dress. Julie was not in attendance, but she has been lying low since her release. During the press conference, it was noted that she was at home with their youngest, Chloe. Julie was seen out and about but looked drastically different with gray roots and brown ends. That is not happening with Todd Chrisley, as he has aged backwards. Fans are wondering how he looks so amazing after over 2 years behind bars. It is no surprise that he attended this event with Savannah, given how hard she fought to free her parents. This was no easy feat, and she made it clear that she asked for help and would not stop, no matter what. Now, everyone is back home, reunited, and looking toward the future, which includes a move and a new reality series. Todd is stunning. Admittedly, Todd Chrisley looks better than before and is stunning. His face is perfection, and he looks even better than when he went to Pensacola. After this photo surfaced, fans immediately chimed in with their thoughts. They had nothing but positive things to say about Todd, and loved to see him free and glowing. There were some questions about Julie's whereabouts. Some speculate that her time behind bars may have been rougher than Todd's. Therefore, she is taking time in private to readjust. Are you shocked at how amazing Todd Chrisley looks, and do you think he will continue aging backward? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The velvet ropes fluttered in the Tennessee breeze, cameras clicking with sharp urgency as flashes lit up the entrance to the Black Tie Charity Gala for Second Chances, a fitting theme for the night. And then, as if orchestrated by fate itself, the room fell into a hush. Todd and Savannah Chrisley had arrived. For the first time since their separate stints in federal prison and a media storm that nearly dismantled their once idyllic image, the Chrisleys made a jaw-dropping appearance together at the renewed Hope Foundation Gala in Nashville. And if anyone wondered whether they would show up diminished, uncertain, or even hesitant, they quickly had their answer. They walked in hand, father and daughter, both radiant, defiant, and undeniably united. Todd, impeccably dressed in a classic black tuxedo with a navy velvet lapel, nodded confidently to reporters as they shouted questions. Savannah, stunning in a deep emerald gown with a high slit and her signature platinum blonde waves cascading over one shoulder, clutched her father's arm with pride. The cameras caught the subtle wink she gave him before they reached the press line. "You ready?" she whispered. Todd smirked. "Always." It had been more than a year since the patriarch of Chrisley Knows best had walked a red carpet. Once known for his over-the-top Southern charm and unfiltered one-liners, Todd's public absence had sparked rumors, speculation, and more than a few headlines, yet none of that seemed to cling to him tonight. "This is not about comeback," Todd said when asked how it felt to return to the spotlight. "This is about gratitude, about using the hardest chapter of our lives to help others write a better one." For Savannah, who has weathered her own storm in recent months, raising her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe while juggling business ventures and public scrutiny, the night was a full-circle moment. "I've cried in private, I've prayed in silence, and I've fought in courtrooms and kitchens," she said to reporters with a calm strength. "But tonight, I'm standing next to my dad, free, hopeful, and stronger than ever." That's the story I'm telling now. Inside the gala, the pair were seated front and center, directly across from community leaders, former inmates, and nonprofit founders, all focused on criminal justice reform and support for reintegration. The evening was electric. Cheers erupted when Savannah took the stage as the keynote speaker, her voice steady as she shared their family's story, not as victims, but as survivors who now feel a responsibility to lift others up. "I used to think I had it all," she said, pausing as the room stilled. "But it took losing everything to understand what truly matters. We're not here tonight to escape our past. We're here to honor what we've learned from it." Todd's eyes glistened from the front row, his hand over his heart. The speech was raw, intimate, and without pretense. She spoke of watching her father leave for prison, her mother's heartbreak, the heavy burden of raising 2 children while still being one herself. But she also spoke of hope, of grace, of the quiet miracles that began when the cameras stopped rolling. After the speech, Todd joined her on stage for an impromptu Q&A with the gala's host, a Nashville radio personality who couldn't help but mention how insanely sharp the pair looked. Todd quipped, "They may have tried to break us, but honey, you can't crease good fabric." The crowd roared. Then he got serious. "Prison didn't destroy me. It refined me," he said. "I met men in there who changed my life. I witnessed pain and redemption in real time. And now, I want to use this platform for more than just punchlines and popularity." The room gave a standing ovation, not for a television star, but for a man who had clearly evolved. Afterward, as guests mingled with champagne and soft jazz in the background, Todd and Savannah posed for photos, exchanged hugs with attendees, and shared quiet moments with former inmates and their families. One young man approached Todd and thanked him for reminding people that second chances are possible. Todd pulled him in for a hug. "You don't need permission to rebuild your life. You just need the courage to start." Behind the flashbulbs and designer clothes, the father-daughter duo moved with the ease of 2 people who had been to the edge and come back with clarity. Gone was the flashy entitlement that once defined their reality show fame. In its place stood authenticity, humility, resilience in sequins. As the night wound down, Savannah slipped out of her heels, carrying them in one hand as she walked barefoot across the hotel ballroom's marble floor. Todd joined her, still polished, still composed, but softened in a way fans may not have seen before. "I used to think people wanted the old Todd back," he said quietly. "But the truth is, I don't want that Todd back either. I'm proud of who I am now." Savannah smiled, leaning her head against his shoulder. "Yeah," she said, "me too." As they exited into the warm Nashville night, the flashes began again, this time not with the chaos of scandal, but the curiosity of redemption. And while the world will surely have more to say, Todd and Savannah Chrisley had already said enough just by showing up, standing tall, and speaking from their truth.